I keep it 100, like Borden. In the streets, but especially when recording. Mint tea and a spliff in the morning, then I beat up the beat like doors to a Mormon. Mama said the devil find works for bored men and leave trouble only white men can afford them. I try to put my focus on the Lord then, but like Hocus, I was back up in the Trojan. Wanna invest in the future, you should let me sign a big...
What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to another episode of our podcast, Young Clips Chair Game. I'm your host, Dovey the Don. And we got a special guest in the house today, TeeJay.
Yo, what's going on, big man? You good?
What are you saying, we are blessed?
Everything good still.
TeeJay. What's TeeJay stand for?
Oh, man. TeeJay. That's what it stands for still. Even my mother called me TeeJay, so, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So what's up, bro? What you saying? On your day, everything blessed? You're Gucci?
Man, everything's good. Everything's good, man. I'm happy to be here on your channel, man. I'm happy that you have us out here. So
Yeah. You seen a little bit?
Of course, yeah. I saw some interviews.
Which interview stood out to you or caught your attention or anything like that?
I don't know the name of the girl.
Yeah, there's beer girl on there. All the single mans be tapping in.
Yeah.
But what she look like?
Dark skin.
Very nice.
But then, man,
what was it about?
You guys were talking about a bunch of different things still, like relationships and that type of thing, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. What she look like? Give me something.
Bro, I can't even tell. Like, they all kind of look similar, too. Like, you had mad people in here. I can't even say what she was. I can't even remember what she was wearing.
Are they pretty?
Of course.
Okay. I hear that. But yeah, bro, I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you for coming through. Tell me a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your background, your history. Like, who are you? Who is TeeJay? For those that don't know you, who are you?
Born and raised in Montreal. Lived in the States for a bit, came back. And, yeah, man, I'm just, I like to stay active. Sports, love basketball. Basketball is probably like one of my first loves, Yeah, man, music.
Okay, you're a ball head back when you were younger, growing up.
Yeah.
What position?
I always kind of played big man, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I always kind of played the bigger player because I was a little bit lanky and tall, so it's like I have the wingspan and the height, so... growing up, like, I was always on the short team, so I would play the 4. I would say the 4, or the 3 or the 4.
3 or the 4. What high school did you go to?
I went to Riverdale.
You went to Riverdale?
Yeah, I went to Riverdale, big high school.
West side nigga.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, who you still keep in touch with anybody from?
Of course, yeah, man. I still keep in touch with my people for sure. I got my...
So all the West people are going to tap in when they see you.
They better. They better.
I hear you. Were you the best baller in the team?
No,
in your high school?
I wouldn't say the best baller.
Who was the best baller back then? Because I interviewed, I don't know if you know them, Kayla.
Yeah.
The group.
Yeah.
And I was asking them the same question. I'm like, who was the best baller, back in the days? They named some name. I'm not going to remember their names still. But yeah, who would you say was the best baller back in your high school days?
Well, I don't know if you guys know. It would probably be Kem Birch. He's in the NBA now.
Oh, yeah?
He went to Riverdale. Yeah, Kem Birch went to Riverdale for a year.
Okay. Same time as you?
Yeah, he was in there for a year.
Okay.
He was in there for about a year or two.
Okay.
So, I mean, he was probably the best baller that came to Riverdale and, went pro.
Yeah.
Went into the league. Man, but we had definitely a couple of ballers.
You still keep in touch with him?
I have him on Facebook.
He acts bougie like you don't know nobody right now.
No. I mean, I'm sure he has,
his crew,
his own family that, and his people that he was probably closer to. But I mean, I have him on Facebook, so.
Okay.
I mean, he's definitely, a cool, humble guy. So.
That's dope. So who was the high school sweetheart? Who did you date in Riverdale back in the day when you were in high school?
Oh man, Chusei. All the shorties I kind of talked to were outside of Riverdale.
Yeah, you didn't like the Riverdale shorties?
No, I did. I did. But it just didn't. And I just ended up linking up with girls outside of Riverdale.
That's crazy. You can't name drop one Riverdale thing.
Nah, half of them are in like relationships and married now. So we can't do all that.
You don't want to be messy.
That's it. No.
Nah, that's dope. What's your background?
Trini.
Trini.
Yeah, Trini and Scotian.
And Scotian.
Yeah, Trini and Scotian.
Okay. They say the Scotian could be wild out here. Is that true?
Yeah, they can
And
be.
Trini. Those are both two ethnicities that drink a lot, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, exactly. They do.
Do you drink?
No, well, actually, I used to, but I stopped drinking.
Heavy?
No, I was never like a heavy drinker, you know. I was more into, you know, trying to stay active and play sports and run and stuff. So I was like...
So you're a good youth, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I had my days, you know what I'm saying? I had my moments, but yeah, overall...
For sure. What kept you on, you know, on a good path? Like, how come you didn't lean into the typical young black trying to be a gangster, you know? You know what I mean? What kept you grounded?
I mean, there was one phase in my life where I kind of led astray.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. What was that like?
It was not. I would say confusing. I would say confusing. You know what I'm saying? Because without God, it's you know the situations you're lost without God, right? So I mean, I would definitely say. It was a bit confusing, and it was not necessarily confusing. I thought I knew what I wanted, and I'm like, you know what? Forget. I was willing to throw everything away, but then I had to catch myself and say, yo, look, you gotta listen to what's inside and really figure that out, who you are, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so you said without God, with God, it sounds like you have like a godly background type of thing?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Okay, thanks to my grandma, you know.
Okay, that's dope.
Serious Trini lady, you know. You're getting licks, you don't want to go to church.
Okay, your grandma went to church and them things.
Yeah.
No, my grandma's a heavy church lady too, so I know you talk about
most Caribbean grandparents are, you know.
Yeah. That's dope. So you had that godly moral inside of you. That's dope. All right, what else? What else we missing about your background before we get into, you know what I mean?
No, not much. It's pretty much Riverdale, basketball.
Yeah.
You know, and also growing up watching, you know, people that were close to me in and out of jail too. That's also something that kind of kept me, oh man, you know what? Maybe I should just do this because, you know.
So you seen the example in front of you and you didn't really want to get into all of that.
Exactly.
That's dope. All right, so I see you got S.A.V on your shirt. You got S.A.V on the screen in the back, like.
You guys see it?
You know what I'm saying? What's all this S.A.V all over the place? What's that?
Man, S.A.V is the abbreviation for Stop All Violence.
Stop All Violence.
Yes, sir. Okay, that's the brand.
Stop All Violence.
All Violence.
That's interesting. And what's that? Your brand?
Yeah, that's our organization's brand.
Your organization?
Yeah, it's a non-profit organization.
Okay, are you registered?
Registered.
Wow.
Registered.
Talk to me about that process. How did you get it registered as for people who, let's say they have an organization and they want to get their business or whatever, or another non-profit registered, what are the steps towards doing that and getting into that?
What you would need to do is you would need to hire a commercial lawyer. I mean, you could probably do it yourself, but it's complicated. You know, there's so many steps you have to take, and especially with the French too. If you're not comfortable with the French, it's a little even more harder to kind of, you know, certify that contract. So I mean, what I did is I just, you know, I sat down with a lawyer. The lawyer explained to me everything from A to Z, and we just went through the process. He got it approved. He sent it to the city, you know, of Quebec, and they gave a response. And
what are the requirements that you need to get approved?
Let's see. You have to have 3 members in total for your a nonprofit organization. Okay. So you have to have 3 members that are you know, that are down on paper.
Okay.
And oddly enough, I'm pretty sure he mentioned not having a criminal record. I think so. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm salted. I'm burnt.
Maybe not though. Maybe not.
Okay.
I'm just going on what I think he said, because I think he had mentioned, sitting down with the lawyer, I think he had mentioned that, but I don't see why that would be a problem. You're making a non-profit organization,
sure.
so.
Okay. Okay. So you said what else? What was the first thing you said? You said sit down with a lawyer.
With a commercial lawyer. Have 3 members and
3 members. Okay.
And then let him take.
Is there a fee?
Yeah.
What's the fee?
Depending on the lawyer, it's different, but it's about a good rack. It's about
For
a
the
good
lawyer,
1,000.
but I mean to apply for the nonprofit organization, is there a fee to apply?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I don't know if he including that in everything.
Okay,
I think
okay.
there's a little fee. There is a little
A
fee,
little
but
fee.
I can't remember the amount.
Okay. All right. And with that, you're registered. What can you do now with being registered as a nonprofit organization? What's the next steps after that?
Opening up an account.
A bank account.
Yeah,
Okay.
opening up an account.
Okay.
Because we're raising funds as a nonprofit, we're raising funds for Batshaw, right? So
you're saying you're raising funds for Batshaw. What if you weren't raising it for, what if you're just raising funds, but not for Batshaw, for yourself, for the organization? Or does it have to be backed by a name like Batshaw? Like, how does that work?
well, okay, so the fundraiser, this is how we separated it, because we said, okay, we are definitely going to raise funds for the organization to perhaps do something in the future, right? So we're just taking off right now. So I know it's just the early steps, the early stages of the organization, but I know that the funds, whatever we decide the amount is going to be to donate to Batshaw, we just write them a check of that amount. Boom, the balance that's left in there is going to be used because it's in the S.A.V organization bank account, right? So whatever we decide to do, whether it's a future event or
Okay, but what I'm asking, you didn't have to let's say if you weren't attached to Batshaw, you're just doing your own thing, would that affect you having the nonprofit, or that was part of the plan to give some of the donation to Batshaw?
Well, as a nonprofit organization, you have to, it has to be for something.
Something, okay.
It has to be for something.
Okay.
So if it wasn't for Batshaw,
yeah, okay, keep going.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Batshaw, it would be for
something else. But it has to be something.
Exactly.
Okay. So you would need Batshaw's approval first.
Yes, sir.
So you can't. Right. Yeah. So basically, you have to come with a game plan.
That's right.
Okay. So you guys came with a game plan, brought it to Batshaw. They approved it. Your nonprofit then got approved, and then boom, you start working.
And then we start working. So that's exactly how you said it. I mean, not in that order.
Okay.
Because, like I said, it was kind of a learning experience for me as well, right? I never opened up a nonprofit, so originally I thought that I didn't need to register, that I could just start a fundraiser, and then after it got complicated, so I was like, okay, step by step, and then that's how we did it.
Okay, so you said your first steps. What's your next step for the next year, and what's your steps right now?
So our step right now is to raise as much money as possible and to show the kids of Batshaw that they have support outside of Batshaw itself from their community. Right? Because I find...
So you're representing the community with this S.A.V.
Yes, for sure, absolutely. Stop all violence. We're trying to, I'm saying, start in our community, and then hopefully it could branch off and touch some other people to let them know that this is what we're doing and this is what needs to happen,
Sick. Okay, so you're I cut you off. So you're saying
that's okay.
You're showing your students that they have support.
Yeah.
And you're saying the steps that you're doing right now.
Right, and so we want to. How do I say this? We want to basically inspire these kids, right? And kind of better their situation in a way, you know what I'm saying? Because to give them something to show them that, look, okay, like I have deeper plans, but I'm talking to Batshaw to try to get my foot in the door. But even that in itself is a process, right? So step by step, first, we raise the money, then I'll sit down with Batshaw. Okay, this is how we could proceed, But the goal is to really inspire one of these kids and give them an opportunity and have them in the future come back and want to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? For kids that
For those that don't know, Batshaw, what is Batshaw exactly?
Batshaw it has different sections but it's basically for young adults, young teenagers who are going through situations at home. Like it could be an abusive situation, it could be a toxic situation at home.
Is it kind of like foster home?
Basically like a group home or foster home, and you're in the system.
Okay.
So I mean they have different sections for different reasons, and so that's what we want to do. We want to just
What made you pick going on that angle, like group home and foster homes, and going on that angle?
Because I find that when your situation at home, when you don't have that parental support and you're in a system that, think about it, these people are, not to bash them, but when you go into your job, you're working your 9 to 5. So I find that it's very rare to find those individuals who have that love, that extra love to kind of just to show, you know, because you're at your 9 to 5, and let's be honest, dealing with certain kids with certain situations is not the easiest, right? So I find that starting with these kids is definitely something I wanted to do. Like I was blessed to be raised by my aunt, but I didn't have both my parents in my life, you know, so I kind of felt that, you know, when growing up. But I was blessed to be raised by my aunt at the same time. So,
so where do you see in the next 2-3 years? Where do you see this going? Where do you see yourself with the organization in 2-3 years from now?
Man, I'm really hoping that where I see the organization, I hope that it branches out and that it becomes a big organization where we're dealing with not just Batshaw as a group home. We're dealing with multiple group homes. You know, that we're dealing with. That we could maybe do some gang interventions this year.
Team.
Exactly, with a bigger team, and you know, with more understanding of how we could approach this, and that's our goal.
That's sick. Okay, so you say stop all violence. Give me a list of some. When you say all, what are the different type of violence that youth could be experiencing?
They could be experiencing domestic violence. Gang violence, police brutality, psychological violence, pretty much physical violence that falls under domestic violence, but just different, you know, just all the shades. I was having a conversation with a friend and I was telling him basically violence is the tree, is the root, but it has different branches, right? So it branches off because it's all the same, but it's different in a way too, you know.
Yeah, that's why I'm like list all the different. So because I know there's all different types
social
of
violence, all types.
Yeah. That's sick. So do you really feel like deep in your heart, like what you're doing right now can help stop the violence? Do you feel like this could be effective?
I do.
And how?
I think that it could be effective. I think that all it takes is just, you know, shooting that one shot to inspire that one person. And even if this doesn't necessarily stop the violence, you know what I'm saying? But if we could touch as much people as we can and try to get everybody to kind of come on board with it, then, you know, sky's the limit. Anything is possible.
It sounds like you keep saying, like, in a way, like, inspire, like, one person. It sounds like that's your main thing, to really inspire the youth to make a change and make a difference.
I think that's how it needs to start, you know? Have the youth, you know, have them have I don't want to say, have an inspiration to say, you know what, we can do something different. You know, we don't have to go this route. There is another route, and you just need that one door to, you know, that opportunity, that one door for them to see it, right?
Yeah. I heard you say something about domestic homicide prevention.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Yeah, domestic homicide prevention. So what they did a study that from the year 2010 to 2016 it was, I think. Yeah. That there was the 662 cases.
From 2010 to what?
2010 to 2016, if I'm not mistaken.
16 or 18.
Yeah, 16 or 18. Yeah.
There was over 600 cases.
Yeah, 600 cases.
Of violence? What kind of violence?
Domestic violence.
Domestic violence.
Domestic violence.
What, like, that's like how many a year? What kind of stats is that? Is that horrible?
I mean, but those are
the only... It does sound like a lot. Yeah.
Those are the only ones
that if you break it down, that's like what? Like 100 cases a year? Yeah, because 8. Let's say 6 or 8. So 6 to 8 years. That's like 100 cases a year. Yeah, that's a lot still. 100 cases of domestic violence in a year.
Yeah, but those are that's everything that's documented, that they were able to document, right?
That's true too.
So at the same time, we don't necessarily know the fixed number. We can't put a fixed number on it, but I mean, if they're documenting that sum, so they're, you know.
Facts. Okay, so you yourself, you've experienced, you're a victim of domestic violence, seen it firsthand. You care to talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we could definitely break it down.
What happened? How did you experience that?
So when I was in elementary school, when I was younger, like my father took my mother's life
Through domestic violence.
Through domestic violence.
Sorry to hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Wow, that's tragic, bro.
Yeah.
Were you around? Were you there?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I wasn't there.
Okay. Okay. What's like going through that like that experience, like, you know?
It is traumatizing, you know. To a certain degree, I think you develop some sort of PTSD in certain ways, you know. And
how old were you?
I was 9 years old.
9 years old.
Yeah.
So you're old enough, like, you spent a good time to really get to know your mom and everything.
Absolutely, yeah. I was like 9 turning 10. It actually happened like maybe 2 weeks before my birthday.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So it was it hit hard, you know. And
did you understand at that time exactly what happened?
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
You know?
For sure.
You know, you're not at the age of 9 and 10, you know, you've seen enough to
understand.
To really understand, you know.
For real. What have you been doing, or what have you done since that time to kind of deal with that to heal from that trauma? You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, is it like therapy, or like, you know, what did you do exactly to deal with that kind of trauma and to heal from it?
You know what, therapy, we didn't really do therapy. Like, we went to a 1-2 session, you know, for the therapy thing, but I didn't really use therapy. I think that what was on my mind the most was my family. Like, I got younger siblings. I got like 3. We're like,
okay,
you know.
Okay.
So
you weren't the only child?
No.
Oh, man. So you're saying you were more focused on your siblings?
Yeah, absolutely.
And being there for them?
Absolutely.
So have you healed from that? Did you get a chance to heal?
Over the years, absolutely, because this is not something you could sleep off.
Of course,
even over a year, 2 years. You know, it's gonna take time. I think that as I was growing into a man too, you know, figuring myself out, I think that I got a good grasp of it, you know, and I could say that for sure there's gonna be scars and wounds, you know, for sure, but the healing process definitely has come a long way from the beginning.
For sure.
You know.
But what was like your outlet? Like, how did you get to let that out? Did you know what I mean? Did you talk to people about it? Did you keep it bottled in? Like, you know what I'm saying?
For the longest time, I pretty much kept it bottled in.
Kept it bottled in.
Yeah, for the longest time.
Yeah.
Until I understood how to kind of deal with those emotions, and then I would bring it out in
bits and pieces.
Yeah, right.
No, go ahead. You see?
I was gonna say definitely, probably my aunt was one of the main reasons how I was able to survive this too.
Is that your sister's mom?
Yeah, my sister's mom, for sure. Yeah. She was, you know, the rock.
For sure. So like, it sounds like you're still kind of letting it out as you go along. I don't feel like you've completely let everything out, like in terms of the healing process, and you know what I mean? Which I commend you right now, even be able to sit down in front of us and share that with us, you know what I'm saying? Because definitely I feel like this story can help somebody that's going through that as well, you know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
But do you feel like you're still letting some of those bits and pieces out, or you've healed from it by now?
I think, yeah, for sure. I think I've healed by now.
Okay. I've
healed by now. The only thing I must say is probably that the pain is for sure still there. You know, it's something that lingers too. It's not, the pain will forever be there.
Especially if you dwell on it. Type of thing.
Especially if you dwell on it. The pain will always be there. Or just Memorial Days and stuff like that. Like, those things will affect you. But then you gotta remember, you know, why you're still here and why you do what you do.
For sure.
Right?
For sure. How did that, because that was your father who did that, right? So your mother, how did that relationship between you and your father, how did that impact your relationship with him?
Well, after that, we pretty much didn't have a relationship too much, right? I mean, I'm separated. He's, you know, doing time.
Oh, he was doing time.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, he got locked up. Yeah. So you guys didn't really keep a communication or connection?
Not throughout all my high school years, even after high school.
Okay. Was it like something where you wanted to reach out, you wanted to talk to him, or was it more like you didn't want nothing to do with him?
You know what? For a good part of my life, I definitely didn't want just nothing to do with it. You know, nothing to do with him. I just, you know, wanted to just focus on on me, the family, and continue my life and do what I have to do.
Did you get a chance to hear like his side of the story, or was it like?
I got I would not say his side of the story, because how do you explain something like that? It goes.
There's no excuse for you.
There's no, not that there's just no excuse, but it's just really deep too, and you don't know what other people's traumas are. Other people have what they're dealing with. So I mean, I didn't get a piece of it, but I got some. I had a conversation
with him.
Yeah, I had a conversation with him.
Okay.
Okay. Multiple occasions.
Okay.
I've had a conversation.
So in your more recent years, you speak to him. You've spoken to him more time.
Yeah, because he had reached out. He had reached out to me, and I was like, okay, you know what? I gotta face my demons too.
Was that first conversation hard?
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. We like, man, it's tough, man. What about right now? Like, do you guys talk right now?
I mean, we for sure for the tournament, like we do talk. Very on a Kate, like I would say. It's very rare, because we'll go like 6 months, 8 months.
Is he free right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's free.
Yeah.
Okay. How long since he been free?
That's a good question. Maybe 2000, and I was working downtown. Maybe, I want to say maybe 2016.
2016? So like he more got manslaughter. He didn't get like first degree murder.
That's a good question. I wouldn't be able to
You wouldn't
answer.
know.
No,
Okay. Because like first degree murder, again, like 20, 25 years. Right?
Okay, no, yeah. So he got manslaughter.
Probably got manslaughter. Okay. Or second degree murder or whatever. Okay. So you were saying you guys go some months without talking, and then you talk to him, and you're kind of off and on with him right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like you're able to forgive him right now at this point where you're at?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that I could. I have forgiven him.
That's dope.
I have forgiven him, but
that's dope.
The relationship, like you could forgive somebody. You know what I'm saying, but you can never.
You forgive, but you don't forget.
Exactly, you can't necessarily forget. So I mean, I always have to control my way of my thoughts and my way of thinking. Just to. Keep it on a level, so.
For sure. Nah, but yo, man, the fact that you could even forget that, like, that's strong of you, you know what I'm saying? That's dope. Man, some people, when they grew up in, like, abusive homes or, seeing, like, their father aggressive with their mom and things like that, do you think, like, not intentionally, do you think that, like, a certain anger or something might be in you where you might demonstrate that to your girl one day, or that to your wife one day?
No. I highly doubt it. I mean, everybody's situation is different, but for my situation, I was always a mama's boy.
Yeah.
So even my aunt, even my mother raised us right. So those are the morals we keep. We don't keep what might have happened around us. That's why we're kind of doing what we're doing with the whole Stop All Violence. So I mean, I definitely thank God every day that. I was raised by some really strong strong, healthy black women that were the outlets to show us that, okay.
That's dope, because, there's something called generational curse, where, like, things just go on through generation. The cycles repeat itself. So the fact that you're even doing this, making this movement, this is for sure killing that cycle, making sure that it doesn't repeat itself. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's dope. Do you feel like this has become like your purpose in life, to spread awareness? Like, are you driven, like, feeling like, yo, this is my purpose? Or is this, like, you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm trying to ask you? Do you feel like this is your purpose?
I understand what you're trying to ask. You know what? Something's been telling me to do this. So, to a certain extent, I do feel that this could be my purpose. This could be your purpose. This could be my purpose. To just speak about it and
spread awareness. And as you said earlier, inspire.
That's it.
Yeah. And maybe, like, this can stop somebody from, again, repeating the cycle one day too, by you planting this seed of awareness. One day, if they're in a situation, they can recall this movement, and that can stop them from, making a mistake.
Making
you know
a mistake.
Facts,
Making a mistake they'll regret for the rest of their life.
Facts. What's your views on men who like hit women and are abusive? Like, what's your views on men generally?
Generally, I think if you're abusing a woman, then I can't consider you a man at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you.
Because a man is supposed to enforce and be physical with a woman. A man to man, that's different.
Facts.
You know, a man to man, we're gonna handle our situations differently.
Facts. Yeah.
You know, but a man to a woman, like that's to me, especially growing up, you know, going through what I went through.
Through the pain, through the struggle, if you try to reach and you gon' pull a muscle. I did it all for the hustle, tryna ball, build, wrestle. Through the pain, through the heat, I can't take it, too much pain in these streets. I did it all for my peeps, I did it all in these streets.
Had a lot of pain in me, now I got these chains on me. Think my legs gave out the way I keep this cane on me.